Good evening and welcome inside Tarble Pavilion on the campus of Swarthmore College. It's the Garnet Holiday Tournament between the Swarthmore College Garnet and the Earlham College Quakers. Game 1 of 2 here tonight. After this, the Wells College Express and the Maine Maritime Academy Mariners will be facing off, and the two winners will play tomorrow, 3 o'clock p.m. for the championship. Starting lineups here first for Swarthmore. Matt Brennan, sophomore guard, averaging 12 points a game. Sam Liebrick, number 14, also in the backcourt, a junior, averaging 5.3 points a game. Zach Yonda, a sophomore, averaging 13.1 a game. Chris Bourne, averaging 17.1, and then Robbie Walsh, averaging 9.1. For Earlham, Kamari Hunter, a
Matt
junior.
Brennan, guard, Richfield, Connecticut.
Elijah Wilson
guard,
Thomas, averaging 23 points a game. Talon Alexander is averaging 15 a game. And then Alex Topalovic and Cole Benet. Your officials tonight, Chris Conti, Joe Palich, and Byron Taylor. Swarthmore 7-0 on the year. Best start in school history. Earlham, on the other hand, a tough season thus far, 0-6, looking to get their first win. Almost ready for action here. Earlham will take the floor dressed in their maroon road uniforms. Swarthmore dressed in their home whites. For Earlham, guys to watch out for: Elijah Wilson Thomas, averaging over 20 points a game, like we mentioned, a sophomore out of Goldsboro, North Carolina, and then Talon Alexander, a senior out of Champaign, Illinois. It will be Robbie Walsh at 6'8", against Cole Benet, a 6'6" freshman. Joe Palich lifts the ball into the air and we're underway. Tap one by Swarthmore. Inside quickly to Chris Bourne. Backs up his man with one dribble. Up and in with the left hand. 2-0 early here for Swarthmore. Now Kamari Hunter. Coming off the screen is Elijah Wilson Thomas. Lifts into a shot, no good, and the rebound down to Zach Yonda. Now Brennan. Turns and find Bourne. Brennan, open look, top of the key. Off the side rim, no good. Rebound down to Talon Alexander. Alexander averaging 15 a game, comes off the screen. They work the ball around. Elijah Wilson Thomas has it now, the team's leading scorer. Inside, Alex Topalovic, no good on the shot. Robbie Walsh is there on the weak side for the rebound. Brennan inside quickly. A great look and an easy finish for Chris Bourne. 4-0 early for Swarthmore. Kamari Hunter. Cole Benet feeds inside. Talon Alexander backing down Yonda, top of the key now. An open look from three. Rattles around the rim and no good. Matt Brennan looked like he was looking for Bourne again. He has all four. Walsh now elbow extended. They find Bourne top of the key. Brennan now. Yonda off the roll, and he puts it home. The runner in the lane. 6-0 early, Swarthmore. Three very good possessions early on here. .16 to shoot. A little bit of a push off there. Nice job to create space by Elijah Wilson Thomas, and he knocks down the shot. Now Brennan pulls back. 6-2 lead for Swarthmore. Bourne elbow extended. Liebrick in the lane with one dribble, and they feed it back up top. Not even close on the shot from Brennan, and the rebound down to Alexander. Kamari Hunter pulls up from mid-range, knocks it down. 4 quick ones for Earlham, and it's 6-4. Frenetic pace as Brennan's up the floor quickly. Now Yonda. Yonda inside. Walsh had trouble with it, stays with it, and puts the hook home with the left. Good position that time from Walsh. Was let to catch it way too deep, and that was an easy bucket. Now Elijah Wilson-Thomas steps back for 3. The fadeaway's in and out, and the rebound down to Walsh. Numbers for Swarthmore, but Brennan nearly threw it away, stays with it, a held ball, and that will give possession to Earlham. Christian Rhodes into the game along with Shane Leffler and Andrew Kaufman. And they'll bring a 4th on as well. This will be Henry Cosino, a 6'4" freshman out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. 16:43 to play, an 8-4 lead early for Swarthmore. Kamari Hunter, number 1 for Earlham, backing down the newly substituted Christian Rhodes. Off the screen, can't get the look. Down low, they go to Benet. Benet floats in the lane and hits the fadeaway from about 7 feet. Shane Leffler. Now this is Henry Cosino. Back to Leffler they go. Rhodes has a step all the way to the rim. Cannot finish with the right hand. Rebound came down to Topalovic. Kamari Hunter. Extra pass. In and out that time from Talon Alexander. Now Christian Rhodes gets to the elbow and spins back. Cosino holds the ball, now finds Kaufman. Down low to Walsh, amidst a double team, turn toward the baseline and put it off the glass and in. Good body control that time from Robbie Walsh. 10-6 lead as Kamari Hunter feeds up top. Topalovic made a nice move, off to Benet. Mid-range shot, it does go home after rattling all the way around the cylinder. High-scoring first 4+ minutes. Christian Rhodes for the Garnet of Swarthmore. First time I've had to say this, but 14 seconds to shoot. Kaufman will let it go top of the key. The back iron shot, no good. And the rebound down to Kamari Hunter. Hunter now across the timeline. Alexander steps into a mid-range shot off the side rim, no good. Rebound came down to Wilson-Thomas, but getting his hand in there was Shane Leffler, drawing the held ball situation and giving the ball back to the Garnet. Sam Liebrick back into the game for Swarthmore, along with Zach Yonda, and we'll get a timeout. They'll extend it to a full with 14:50 to play in the first half. Your score, Swarthmore 10, Earlham 8. You're listening to the first round of the Garnet Holiday Tournament right here on the Garnet Sports Network. First round of the Garnet Holiday Tournament here from Tarbell Pavilion on the campus of Swarthmore College. Game 1, Swarthmore versus Earlham. Game 2 will be directly following this, Wells College versus Maine Maritime Academy. After the timeout, it's Christian Rhodes up the floor, finding Bourne along the baseline. One strong dribble, tries to slice through, had trouble on the way up. Good defense from number 24, Alex Topalovic. Now Kamari Hunter, backdoor cut. Now a look from 3 on the step back, a bit short, and nice rebounding by Swarthmore. Rhodes finds Yonda, pulls up. Bit of a lazy pass, was looking for Bourne and turns it over. Good hands from Alex Topalovic. Kamari Hunter settles the offense, guarded by Christian Rhodes. Taylor Alexander, good backdoor cut and a better find. Alex Topalovic with the bucket. Yonda up top now to Bourne. We are deadlocked at 10. Kaufman finds Yonda. Rhodes will launch a 3. The lefty, no good. And the rebound down to number 5, Elijah Wilson-Thomas. Alexander will launch a 3 for the lead, no good. Rhodes on the weak side, now pushes the ball without a ton of numbers. Kaufman had the look, decided against it. Ball nearly turned over. Yonda's going to get it back, fortunate to do so. They gave Swarthmore a new possession there as Rhodes goes to the rim, no good. Might have been deflected on his way there. Bourne finishes, count it, and the foul. He will shoot 1, an opportunity to put his team up 3. Matt Brennan back in the game, along with Shane Leffler. And the first minutes of the game for Sean Thaxter, senior forward out of Cobleskill, New York. Bourne now set to take the first free throw. Up and good for Chris Bourne. Robbie Walsh will check in, and Bourne will take a seat. 13:07 to play first half. First game of the Garnet Holiday Tournament here on the Garnet Sports Network. Swarthmore leading Earlham 13-10. Now Kamari Hunter comes off the screen. One-on-one against Walsh. Pocket is picked by Liebrick, and he fouls Liebrick when he realized the ball was out of his grasp. Desperate tug at the jersey of Liebrick gives the ball back to Swarthmore. And Hunter will come off the floor. On in his place, Kyle Smith, 5'11" junior, averaging 6 points a game. Brennan now finds Leffler. He's guarded by the newly substituted Smith. Cross-court pass got all the way to Thaxter. Bit of a dangerous look there. Now 14 to shoot on the shot clock. Brennan, head fake. Instead looks to Liebrick. A really nice cut and roll to the rim. Left-handed finish from Liebrick. Puts the Garnet up 5. Isaiah Ware now. They look inside. Alex Topalovic, one dribble, cross-court pass to Kyle Smith. Smith comes off the screen. They find Wilson Thomas. Now gets to the baseline, up and under, he finishes it. A little bit of skill that time from Elijah Wilson Thomas, and the deficit is now just 3. Liebrick finds Walsh, had the open look. Brennan off the screen, top of the key 3, a bit short, no good. Rebound down to Elijah Wilson Thomas. Now Isaiah Ware. Wilson Thomas off the screen, backdoor cut, Benet cannot finish. Robbie Walsh gave him a little bit of trouble there, but probably one that Cole Benet wants back. Liebrick finds Thaxter. He thought about that shot. Inside, gets a better look now, counted in the foul. Thaxter, an opportunity to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. Benet's first foul as he bear-hugged Thatcher on his way to the bucket. Earlham's third foul, Swarthmore yet to commit one. Thaxter hits. Earlham without the services of Darrell Hutchinson, a freshman guard. He was averaging over 10 points a game. No longer on the roster, and as a result, a bit of scoring coming off the floor on top of an already tough season for this Quaker team. Isaiah Ware on the baseline. He's guarded by Christian Rhodes. Under 11 to play. Really have yet to get anything going this possession. Kyle Smith. They find Wilson Thomas, who will launch from three. Front rim, no good, and the rebound on the backside comes to Christian Rhodes. Ball stolen. Lazy pass from Rhodes. Kyle Smith will finish. Now Rhodes up the floor quickly, gets into the lane with the right hand, cannot finish. And now another run out opportunity. It's Kyle Smith again. 4 quick points on breakaway opportunities, 18-16. Swarthmore's lead down to just 2. Rhodes, Bourne lucky not to be called for a moving screen there. Earlham looking to give Rhodes that shot. He didn't take it. Now it's Zach Yonda, and the Garnet get into their offense. 9 to shoot. Brennan's gonna have to launch, top of the key, 3, knocks it down. Matt Brennan, toward the dying moments of the shot clock, puts in the 3 and puts Swarthmore up 5. 9:35 to play. Wilson Thomas from the elbow knocks it down. Elijah Wilson Thomas. A nice game so far. This is Christian Rhodes. Brennan thought about it. He'll get it back. Bourne trying to get position. They're trying desperately to get it to him. 12 to shoot. Rhodes launches a 3, that one well long, but Bourne will get the rebound and fouled on his way up by Alex Topalovic. Bourne already has 7. That leads the team. 9:02 to play, first half. Bourne hits his first. He has 8 to lead all scorers. Rhodes and Walsh will come off the floor. Liebrick back on. Bourne to attempt his second free throw. A bit short, tapped back. Brennan has it, launches a 3. That one well short. Rebound down to Cheney Zolman. Zolman with the rarely seen red hair. As the ensuing shot is missed, scramble for it underneath. And we have a whistle. Foul called against number 11, Taylon Alexander, the 6'5" senior for Earlham. .8:43 to play, a 4-point lead for Swarthmore. Matt Brennan will walk it across the timeline for the Garnet. Bourne now baseline. Liebrick, top of the key. They find Brennan. Thaxter gets it on the baseline. the roll now. Good look to the weak side. Bourne able to finish on the double clutch. A good look from Zach Yonda after coming on that roll. Isaiah Ware, number 10, finds Talon Alexander. Alexander off the screen. Yonda struggles through the screen but gets back to him. Benet down inside, cannot finish over the outstretched arm of Chris Bourne, who stayed with him the whole time. Now Yonda fakes the three, back up top to Thaxter. Yonda will now launch, and it's good. Zach Yonda puts in the three, and Earlham needs a timeout. Earlham will extend the timeout to a full, and with 7:42 to play first half, a 5-point run here for Swarthmore puts them up 9. You're listening to the Garnet Holiday Tournament from Tarbell Pavilion right here on the Garnet Sports Network. Middle stages of the first half. Here from Swarthmore versus Earlham in the Garnet Holiday Tournament, a 2-day affair here at Tarbell Pavilion. Swarthmore 11 of 22 from the floor. Earlham 9 of 21. Earlham 0 for 6 though from beyond the 3-point line, being out rebounded 14-9 and trailing 29, or should say 27 to 18, a 9-point deficit. Talon Alexander gets 2 of them back on the weak side block. Liebrick, though, beats the entire defense down the floor, but gets blocked on his way up. Talon Alexander, who ended up with the ball in his hands, had his heels on the baseline. Swarthmore fortunate to get the ball back. Swarthmore, the best start in school history, 7-0 to start the 2015-2016 campaign. Leffler trouble getting it in. Ball is stolen. Leffler's going to get it right back with the back tap. And now they'll slow it up. Cam Wiley just into the game for Swarthmore. Leffler off the curl. Somehow got that pass to Robbie Walsh, and they'll reset with 15 on the shot clock. Liebrick gets past the first phase of defense, back up top now, and the shot is missed by Kaufman. Foul is called against Sam Liebrick as he reached in there against number 11, Talon Alexander, who was receiving the pass from Isaiah Ware. Yonda will come on the floor. Liebrick, with that recent foul, just his first of the game, will come off. Chris Bourne on as well, and Andrew Kaufman will take a seat. 7-point lead for the Garnet, trying to improve to 8-0 on the year. Talon Alexander, one step in, good cross-court pass, finds Kyle Smith, who knocks down the three. First 3 of the game for Earlham, and they're down just 4. Open look for Cam Wiley, tries to answer, back iron no good. Cole Benet gets the rebound. Kyle Smith, he'll try again, why not? A bit short, and the rebound down to Christian Rhodes. 1-on-2, he decides to pull back. Robbie Walsh. He finds Zach Yonda, guarded closely by Smith. Good head fake, and then leads to an offensive foul. He went right into number 31, Cheney Zolman, the freshman out of North Manchester, Indiana. Ball back to Earlham. Alex Topalovich comes into the game, replacing Cole Benet. Isaiah Ware to walk it up the floor, a 4-point lead with just about 6 minutes to play in the first half here for Swarthmore. Ware, top of the key, just inside the three-point line, in and out, and the rebound to Yonda. Rhodes is stopped in his tracks by Ware, forced to spin back. Yonda guarded by Alexander finds Bourne. Brennan looked to use that screen, couldn't get the shot up. Yonda with 9 to shoot, gets into the lane, floats, and finishes. Just a little bit of a head fake from Yonda has gotten the defenders a couple times. Now here's a battle down low. Yonda against Alexander, back up top, open three is good. Alex Topalovich. It's now just a 3-point lead for Swarthmore. Just over 5 minutes to play in the first half. Christian Rhodes works the ball into the offensive set. 3 guards on the floor for Swarthmore, along with Walsh and Bourne. And a foul is called. Kyle Smith with the hold, as Brennan was coming off the screen set by Yonda. Sam Liebrick back into the game. Zach Yonda will take a seat. That's the 6th-team foul, the last hold by Kyle Smith. 16 foul and a half for Earlham. Next defensive or loose ball foul committed by Earlham will put Swarthmore in the bonus. Bourne with an offensive foul. He extended the elbow to create space against Alex Topalovich. That's the 3rd team foul of the half for Swarthmore. First of the game for Chris Bourne. Bourne in double figures with 10. Topalovich now top of the key, Alexander. Cross-court pass. Long look from 3, no good, off the hands of Kyle Smith, and Liebrick flies across for the rebound. Christian Rhodes has the ball nearly taken away. Sam Liebrick gets to the baseline, gets fouled on his way to the bucket by Elijah Wilson-Thomas, and Liebrick will shoot the front end of a 1-and-1. Liebrick with 2 so far, 1 of 2 from the field. Liebrick hits the first, earning his second. 30-26, 4:21 to play. Garnet leading at home in this holiday tournament. Sean Thaxter will come on, replacing Chris Bourne. Yonda on as well. Second one coming for Sam Liebrick at the line. End over end spin knocks it down. It's now a 5-point lead. Under 5 to play. Look inside now, Taylor Alexander backs down Thaxter. The runner in the lane puts it home. Yonda up the floor quickly. Spins out of a double team and works back beyond the 3-point line into the elbow. Quick 2 is good. He got that release off very quickly to avoid the block shot. And now back to a 5-point lead. Elijah Wilson-Thomas inside now. Taylor Alexander with 17 to shoot into the lane. And a foul is called before the travel. It's actually an offensive foul. Oh, a travel now. Took Byron Taylor quite a long time to make that signal, but a travel was called indeed. 3:37 to play. Swarthmore leading 33-28 at home. First round of the Garnet Holiday Tournament here from Tarbell Pavilion. Matt Brennan up the floor with the left hand. Now Sam Liebrick guarded tightly by Elijah Wilson-Thomas. 19 to shoot. Liebrick, top of the key three. That a bit short, and the rebound down to Cole Benet. Isaiah Ware, number 10, comes off the screen by Benet. Finds Taylon Alexander. Double clutch. That probably affected the shot there from Alex Topalovic. Didn't expect to be that open. Thaxter. Now Yonda with the head fake. Finding Brennan. Extra pass with the backdoor cut. Nearly walked, but Bourne is able to finish on the feed from Sam Liebrick. 35-28, under 3 to play first half. Isaiah Ware. Finding Elijah Wilson-Thomas, now inside Alex Topalovic. Turns, spins, cannot finish high off the glass. Brendan comes down with the loose change rebound. Thaxter thought about that shot. He's had that look a couple times, hasn't pulled that trigger. We have seen him launch that in the past. Now Liebrick loves to get to the baseline, instead spins. 11 to shoot for Brennan. Brennan will take the mid-range shot. No good, but tapped right back to him. Yonda. And an offensive foul is called against Chris Bourne. That's the second offensive foul. This time a rip to discard the defender. And that discard is what got him called for the foul. We'll have a timeout here. 30-second timeout, 2:08 to play. First quarter, or first half I should say, of play. Here from Tarbell Pavilion on the campus of Swarthmore College. It is interesting with the quarter versus the halves in women's basketball here at the college level. That has been one of the big changes. 4 10-minute quarters versus the traditional 2-half setup that you see on the men's side. Thought of by many as a test run, if you will, and if it's something that becomes critically acclaimed or widely accepted as something that's good for college basketball, you could see a change like that in the men's game at some point down the road. For the time being, though, playing 2 halves, 2 20-minute halves, and we're 2 minutes and 6 seconds from the end of the first one here at Tarbell Pavilion. Behind the back dribble, trying to create space, was Elijah Wilson-Thomas. Liebrick stays with him well. Now to the elbow, a fadeaway shot. That was well short, and the rebound down to Robbie Walsh. Good defense from number 14, Sam Liebrick. Now Henry Cosino, who just came back in the game, finds Walsh down low. Had the spin to the baseline, didn't see it. Now up top to Liebrick, he'll launch. Back iron, no good. Cosino goes up high, gets the rebound. And a new shot clock for the Garnet. Sean Thaxter. Thaxter finds Cosino, who will launch from 3. It's good. Some contact on the end, no call. Cosino hits the 3 to put the Garnet up double digits. Now Elijah Wilson-Thomas drives into the lane, a ticky-tack foul. Bit of a hand check called against Liebrick. Just the 5th foul of the half. So Earlham not yet in the bonus. Second foul against Liebrick in the half, so he will come out likely for the duration of the first half. Elijah Wilson-Thomas comes off the screen, tries to get by, spins in the lane, and he travels beforehand. Yonda stayed with him, kept the body in front, made things difficult on Elijah Wilson-Thomas. Now under a minute to play, a 10-point lead. Matt Brennan comes off the screen, finds Cosino. Thaxter with 2 strong dribbles, nearly gets the ball taken away, gets it back, and finishes off the glass. Cole Benet went sprawling on the play. 12-point lead for Swarthmore. A very impressive last 5 minutes of this half. We'll see if they're able to finish it. About a 7-second differential between game and shot clock. Isaiah Ware. Back up top, Kyle Smith. back to Ware, just inside the three-point line, knocks it down from 18 feet. Brennan steps into a three with 5 to shoot. That is short. They may have an opportunity down to 1 second. Ware a bit short on that three-point shot. And going to the locker room, the Garnet of Swarthmore have a 10-point lead at home. It's the first of 2 tonight, the Garnet Holiday Tournament. Swarthmore leading Earlham 40-30 at half. Leading scorers for Swarthmore. Chris Bourne leads all Garnet scorers with 12. Zach Yonda, he has 9. Liebrecht with 4. Brennan with 3. Robbie Walsh has 4. Those are your starters. And then Henry Cosino has 3 off the bench. Sean Thaxter has 5 off the bench as well. For Earlham, leading scorer Kyle Smith with 7. Elijah Wilson Thomas has 6. Alex Topolovich has 5. Talon Alexander and Cole Benet both have 4, and then Kamari Hunter and Isaiah Ware both have 2. Swarthmore shooting 47% from the field. Earlham just over 42. Not great from three-point land, 20% for Swarthmore versus 18.2 for Earlham. And Swarthmore out-rebounding the Quakers of Earlham 23-13. It's halftime here at Tarbell Pavilion. Again, a 10-point lead for Swarthmore, and we'll be back in a few minutes for the second half, live here on the Garnet Sports Network. Welcome back to Tarble Pavilion on the campus of Swarthmore College. Underway here in the second half with Swarthmore leading by 10, Earlham into their offense. Top of the key now, Alex Topolovic. Baseline shot is good from 15 feet away, Cole Bene. Now Matt Brennan finding Sam Liebrick. Swarthmore in their first offensive possession of the second half. 15 to shoot as Liebrick finds Yonda. Down low now to Walsh. Fighting through a double team, may have walked beforehand, and yes indeed, traveling, called by Byron Taylor. Kamari Hunter, the point guard for Earlham. Alexander fights through the lane, finishes strong off the glass. And now just a 6-point game. A quick 4-0 run to start the second half by Earlham. Winner to face the winner of Wells College and Maine Maritime Academy tomorrow. Here at 3 p.m. on the Garnet Sports Network, a foul called in transit. Shoving a cutter. Elijah Wilson-Thomas, the one tabbed for the foul. That's his second foul of the game. He'll take a quick seat. And in his place, Kyle Smith, number 3, junior out of Nashville, Tennessee. Matt Brennan, number 10. Now Chris Bourne on the baseline. Bourne fights through. A blocking foul is called. Will that be called on the ground or in the air? They'll give him 2 foul shots. So Chris Bourne will go to the line. Bourne, the game's leading scorer with 12. Knocks down the first. Bourne now with his second, in and out. Robbie Walsh works hard, gets the rebound along the baseline, finding Yonda. Fresh 30 here for Swarthmore. Yonda, top of the key, 3. That just a bit short, and the rebound down to Alex Topolovic. Walsh tips it out of bounds, last touched by the big man. Earlham will maintain possession. .18:05 to play, second half. 41-34. Safety valve. Alexander sends inside. Hunter travels before he got the shot off and before any contact. Kamari Hunter, a junior out of Long Beach, California. Now Matt Brennan across the timeline for Swarthmore, dressed in their home whites, traveling from right to left on your computer screen. Bourne, top of the key, he has 13. Now Brennan. Here is Yonda going baseline, fights through the contact and finishes off the glass. Yonda now in double figures with 11 points. Kamari Hunter. Alexander, crazy shot, cannot finish, tries to tip up his own rebound. Talon and Alexander could not finish. Robbie Walsh got the rebound. Zach Yonda finding Brennan. Momentarily may have had a look. Now Yonda will take the shot. Well off getting his own rebound though, and getting fouled on his way up is Yonda. Good individual effort. He will shoot 2 at the line. Yonda an opportunity with 2 made free throws to tie Bourne for the game's scoring leader. He has 11. First foul shot is good. And now a double-digit lead for the Garnet. Yonda hits the second. Christian Rhodes will replace him, and Yonda now has 13. Up the floor now, Kamari Hunter. Now Taylon Alexander back to Hunter. Long three is good. Cole Benet. Benet at 6'6", able to knock it in and cut the deficit to 8. Sam Liebrick gets baseline all the way to the rim, can't finish, and the rebound to Taylon Alexander. Earlham moving quickly, Kamari Hunter. Now will settle back and set up the offense. Topalovic. Inside, Alexander draws a double. Up top, extra pass gets it to Kyle Smith. He'll get all the way to the rim, cannot finish. Robbie Walsh hit the backboard pretty hard, and that's what the head coach from Earlham is talking about. Jason Polikoff saying that that affected the shot and should have been defensive goaltending. As it stands, an 8-point lead and Swarthmore possession. Brennan spots up from 3, no good. Rebound down to Topalovic. Topalovic goes 1-on-3, gets fouled, and will go to the line to shoot 2. He's fouled by Christian Rhodes on the block. Topalovic up and good with his first. Chris Bourne, and actually wholesale substitutions as Rhodes, Leffler, and Yonda come over from the Swarthmore bench. 45-38, Topalovic looking to cut the deficit to just 6, and he does. Now a bit of backcourt pressure on Rhodes by Kyle Smith. Christian Rhodes goes through a Thaxter screen. Bourne top of the key. Has plenty of room to back down. Backdoor cut by Yonda, and he's fouled on his way to the bucket by Alex Topalovic. That'll be the 4th team foul against Earlham here in the second half. And that's Topalovic's 3rd foul, so he will come off the floor. Quick pass inside. Thaxter got a bit too far underneath the basket to finish that one. Up the floor now, Kamari Hunter. Kyle Smith will reset, 21 to shoot. Pulling back now to Zolman. Spots up, no good, in and out. Leffler now quickly up the floor for the Garnet. Zach Yonda's guarded by Taylon Alexander. Comes off a screen, does Yonda. Baseline now, it's Bourne beyond the 3-point line. Yonda with 7 to shoot. Yonda nearly gets stripped. Inside to Thaxter, got to get it up. He didn't see the clock, and it's a shot clock violation against the Garnet. Did not see the shot clock or understand how little time there was left. And a foul is called against Shane Leffler. So just like that, what was a 10-point lead at the half is now a 6-point lead, and you feel a bit of momentum for this Earlham team on the road. Nearly stolen away by Thaxter. No problem for Kamari Hunter picking it up. Taylor Alexander floats inside, a bit too strong and heavy to handle for Cheney Zolman, the 6'6" freshman. Shane Leffler with no backcourt pressure will walk it across the timeline. Bourne now. Yonda serves as a screener. Bourne's guarded by Zolman, and an offensive foul is called. Cheney Zolman may have gone down a bit easy on that play, but Joe Palich saw it as enough to call the offensive foul. That's the third foul on Chris Bourne. Also the third on Swarthmore this half. Bourne to take a seat. Tied for Yonda as the game's leading scorer. Taylor Alexander backing down. Crazy shot. A good hand in there from Leffler that made things very difficult. And Cosino came down with the air ball rebound. Cosino now pops up to the top of the key, drives in, gets fouled, hits the deck very hard. He'll go to the line to shoot two. Foul will be on Cole Benet. That's the 5th team foul against Earlham this half and the 3rd against Benet. Cosino with 3 off the bench on 6 minutes of action. In and out on the first. Second free throw also in and out. Kaufman just couldn't get there. Might have been pulled back a little bit by Zolman. Up the floor now comes Elijah Wilson-Thomas. He's only played 17 minutes here. Team's leading scorer on the year, averaging 23 a game, pulls up a bit short, and the rebound down to Walsh. Shane Leffler went down hard there, or maybe a bit awkwardly is the better way to put it. It was just he and Walsh, and may have turned that ankle. See him hobbling toward the bench. Matt Brennan will come on and replace him. He'll get that looked at by the trainer. Hopefully we'll see him back on the floor shortly. Now Swarthmore taking the ball, 28 to shoot. Now Brennan. Top of the key finds Liebrick. Liebrick, good pass inside to Walsh. He traveled there. Call comes a bit late, but certainly did shuffle the feet. That's a couple traveling violations against Robbie Walsh this afternoon. Now Kamari Hunter with Earlham trailing just by 6. Swarthmore certainly leaving the door open for this Quaker team. Kyle Smith trying to get to the baseline. He spins. Kamari Hunter with 10 to shoot. Guarded by Brennan. Gets into the lane and is fouled as he tried to pass it out to Kyle Smith. That's the 4th team foul against Swarthmore, and will give the Earlham Quakers a fresh 30. And now the ball's just thrown away. Liebrick is there. Will he go to the rim? Feeds for Brennan. They'll reset the offense now. Andrew Kaufman, number 44, finds Walsh. The foul will be called on the floor. Foul called on the floor against Cheney Zolman. 6th team foul. Wave off the bucket, and Swarthmore will have possession underneath their own basket. Lob to Walsh. Walsh stays with it, spins to the baseline, cannot finish. Point blank range, I think he was expecting more contact there and put it up too strong. Kamari Hunter thought about that for a good while, decided to pull back. Earlham, plenty of opportunities here Robbie Walsh called for the foul. That will be number 5 against Swarthmore this half. That's just Walsh's first foul, so in no foul trouble there, but a fresh 30 for the Quakers. Kyle Smith gets into the lane, a lot of traffic, puts up a wild shot that never had a chance. Now Brennan back up the floor, an offensive foul is called against Matt Brennan. They thought he extended the elbow. That's the call there from Joe Palich. Brennan not happy, and that's the team's 6th. Now a timeout called on the floor. With 11:57 to play, Swarthmore leads 45-39. You're listening to the first round of the Garnet Holiday Tournament from Tarbell Pavilion. And you can catch all the games live, a video feed on the Garnet Sports Network. Back at Tarbell Pavilion, 11:57 to play. Swarthmore up just 45-39, scoring only 5 points in the first 12 or 8 or so minutes of this second half. Shooting has taken a turn from the worst, just 17 for 41, but 1 for 7 here in the second half from the field. Cole Benet, top of the key. Elijah Wilson-Thomas really yet to get going. He'll launch from very deep. Never really had a chance. Definitely a forced shot that time from Wilson-Thomas. Rhodes spins back to the top of the key. Newly substituted Michael Rubayu finds Zach Yonda. Thaxter inside Rubayu. Up top now. Yonda for 3. No good. Thaxter got a hand on it, and falling hard was Elijah Wilson-Thomas. The ball went off his body and out of bounds, but the harder hit was his back hitting the hardwood here at Tarbell Pavilion. He'll take a seat. This game is just waiting to be taken by somebody. Neither team playing particularly well this second half, scoring very low in the first 9 minutes. Yonda with the head fake. Thaxter one dribble, hands off to Liebrich. Yonda off the screen, back to Thaxter, 9 to shoot. Yonda top of the key, gets behind the defense. The foul is called well before. He did finish at the rim, but that will be foul number 7 on Earlham. 1-and-1 opportunity coming for Zach Yonda. Talon Alexander tabbed as the culprit. That's his second foul. Yonda, an important 1-and-1 coming here. Hits the first and earns his second. In a half where they're shooting just about 15% from the field. Very important to get points any way you can, especially when the clock is stopped. Yonda to take his second and to put Swarthmore up 8. Now an 8-point cushion. 7 points scored in the second half. Earlham looks to answer. Talon Alexander up top. Hit the backboard first. Not a good shot from Isaiah Ware. And now Swarthmore, if they can get behind the defense, maybe can get a quick one. Zach Yonda elects to bring it back up top and set the offense. Now 15 to shoot. Liebrick nearly gets it stolen away. Thaxter, one step inside the three-point line. Now Rhodes with 6 to shoot. Rhodes finds Thaxter. He's going to launch from 3. Knocks it down. Sean Thaxter puts it in. It took to the end of the shot clock for him to launch a shot like that. He's had that look all night. Earlham maybe will not let him have that next time. And now a foul is called against Thaxter. He can't believe it. It was a battle down there between Topalovic and Thaxter. Thaxter, the one tabbed for the foul. And a 1-and-1 upcoming for the Quakers of Earlham. Thaxter's first foul of the game. A 10-point lead now for the Garnet of Swarthmore. 9:47 to play, second half. Playing to maintain a perfect season, the best start in school history, and to earn themselves a place in the championship game of the Garnet Holiday Tournament tomorrow at 3. Christian Rhodes guarded closely by Kyle Smith. Now Matt Brennan. Brennan tried to find his way down to Robbie Walsh. Nice defense. And maintaining the dribble and able to stand up that time was Ware. Isaiah Ware, a very nice defensive play. Ware now gets to the baseline, up and under. Can't get it to fall. Could not get it over that front rim. Brennan, mid-range shot, too easy. Nothing but net. Now right into number 10, Matt Brennan. Robbie Walsh with some contact as well after he let it go, but a good finish from Kyle Smith and a quick timeout by the Earlham Quakers. 8:56 to play, second half. A 10-point lead for Swarthmore. Still yet to have an Earlham Quaker in double figures. Cole Benet and Kyle Smith, who came off the bench to start the game, both with 9. Alex Topalovic has 7. We've been waiting for a lot more out of Elijah Wilson Thomas. He has 6 points, 3 of 11 shooting. On the other side for Swarthmore, a really good day for Chris Bourne, who scored most of his points early. He has 13 to go along with 4 rebounds. Robbie Walsh has 10 rebounds to lead the team, 9 on the defensive end, 4 points scored. Leading scorer Zach Yonda doing it efficiently too, 5 of 8 shooting. All 3 misses came from beyond the three-point line, but 4 of 4 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds for him to go along with those 15 points. Next game after this one, and the winner of this game will play the winner of the next game. That's Wells College, the Express of Wells College, against the Mariners of Maine Maritime Academy. Wells 2-5 on the year. Maine Maritime Academy, they are 3-5. The Garnet, as we mentioned, the best start in school history at 7-0. Earlham have taken it on the chin early here this season. They are 0-6. 10-point lead as we're back to action. It's Christian Rhodes, the left-handed point guard, up the floor. They look to get Chris Bourne involved. One power dribble, floats in the lane, cannot get it to fall. It rolled off the front rim and then just could not fall. Kyle Smith for 3. That's a big answer. Earlham now down just 7. Rhodes all the way to the bucket. Foul, cannot get it over the front of that rim. He'll get 2 from the line, but a good drive from Rhodes, and oh so close to falling. In and out on the first one. Rhodes still has not scored in the game. 0 for 2 from the field. Second free throw from Rhodes is good. He's on the board. And Swarthmore leads by 8. 8:25 to play, second half. Kyle Smith just inside the three-point line. That is short. Rhodes gets the rebound. Leger Kelly, who just came into the game, looked like he was being held. Rhodes travels before he puts up the shot. That did go down, but the travel was called first. Bit of a wet spot perhaps on that floor. Lost his right foot on his way up. An unfortunate break for Swarthmore, and you see Rhodes wincing just a bit. Inside, Leger Kelly. Up top now, an open look from 3, no good from Cheney Zolman. Rebound down to Bourne. Here comes number 31, Christian Rhodes. $17 to shoot. Bourne top of the key. Henry Cosino comes off the screen. Walsh with 8. Brennan with 6 to shoot. Cosino for 3. Back iron, no good, and Chris Bourne goes over the top. That should be 4 on him. And a loose ball foul will put Earlham at the line. That's the 8th team foul. A 1-and-1 upcoming, and as we mentioned, the 4th foul against Chris Bourne. He had such a great start to this game. He now is forced to sit for at least a few minutes. Very important 1-on-1 opportunity here for Cheney Zolman. Games are won and lost at the front end. And Earlham, down 8, needs every point they can get. He hits the first and earns his second. Zolman, end over end spin, a bit long, and Cosino with the rebound. 52 to 45. Matt Brennan spins to the top of the key. Now Zach Yonda. Thaxter, he hit that toward the end of the shot clock earlier. Decided not to let it go. Now posts up inside on Zolman. 2 strong dribbles, great spin. And it's a goaltending violation. Leger Kelly came in well late. A beautiful spin though to that baseline by Sean Thaxter. Created all the space he needed and puts the Garnet back up 9. Gritty, feisty game on both sides. I don't think either coach would tell you this is their best effort, but the teams are fighting here in the first round of the Garnet Holiday Tournament. Now Topolovich. Inside, and the score comes from Isaiah Ware off the feed from Alex Topolovich. Back to just a 7-point lead. Brennan launches a 3, it's good. Double-digit lead for the Garnet on the 3 from Brennan off the feed from Zach Yonda. 6:22 to play. Cosino went for the steal, didn't get it, recovered well. Ware, inside to Benet, and it was kicked on its way there. We'll get a reset to 15 on the shot clock. Up from 14 when the ball was kicked. Anything over 15, you won't get a reset on that shot clock, but anything below, it will reset to 15. Six minutes, 14 seconds to play, a 10-point lead. Yonda went for the steal and pushed on his way there. Not what you want to give up there if you're Zach Yonda. A foul at the midcourt stripe with a full shot clock while leading by 10 and time on your side. Michael Rabayu coming into the game. He will replace Robbie Walsh. This is Kyle Smith. He will take the final 1-and-1 opportunity, hits the first and earns the second. Very important to hit these free throws. Kamari Hunter set to check in. If Smith hits, he does. Hunter will come in, Smith will come off. Kyle Smith having a nice game, adding 5 points recently, up to 14 on the game, the lone Quaker in double figures. Under 6 minutes to play as Mike Rubio has it top of the key. Now Zach Yonda, and is fouled. The leg kicked out that time from Kamari Hunter, and Yonda will go to the line to shoot 1-and-1. 9th team foul against Earlham, and the first against, and they're calling it against Isaiah Ware, so not Hunter, a break that time for Earlham. That's only Ware's first foul individually, with that being the team's 9th. That would have been Kamari Hunter's 3rd foul. Again, we're getting late in the game, so 3 fouls with 6 to play isn't in serious foul trouble. But I do believe Earlham very fortunate to have that one called against Isaiah Ware. Yonda now to take his second after hitting the first. The teams will shoot 2 the rest of the way, both teams with 9 fouls. Yonda hits the second, and Liebrick will replace number 35, Henry Cosino. Up the floor, Isaiah Ware, the 5'10 freshman out of Indianapolis. Inside now. Drawing the double, back to Ware. Ware gets baseline and is blocked on his way to the bucket by Sean Thaxter. He will shoot 2 at the line. The Quakers trail by 10, trying to claw their way back into this one. End over end spin and the soft roll off the front rim. Ware hits the second, and it's now an 8-point lead for Swarthmore. Earlham looking to cut into that further. They need a defensive stop here as Brennan's up the floor. Liebrick nearly travels with it, somehow kept that back foot. Now Brennan, he had an open look, wasn't quite ready to let it go. 14 to shoot, rolling now. Yonda finishes from the elbow. Solid basketball from the Garnet. Topalovic from 3, back iron, no good. Brennan with the rebound. Brennan finds Liebrick. Liebrick for 3. That one's short, and a foul will be called, I believe, against Leger Kelly. Kelly not happy. He tied up Thaxter, and Thaxter will go to the line to shoot 2. Cosino back into the game for Swarthmore. Leger Kelly will come out for Earlham. Thaxter puts the first in. Now into double figures with that free throw. He has 10 to go along with 3 rebounds on 16 minutes of play. Second for Thaxter is good. And a timeout called by Swarthmore. Now a 12-point lead with 5:02 to play. Swarthmore looking to pull away here, go to 8-0 in the year, continue the best start in school history and perhaps most importantly for Landry Kosmowski and this team, living in the moment and advancing to the championship game tomorrow of the Garnet Holiday Tournament, which will be at 3 p.m. right here on the Garnet Sports Network. We saw Wells College, the Express, and Maine Maritime Academy, the Mariners, sitting in the stands watching a bit of the first half of this game before retiring to their locker room. But an old-fashioned doubleheader here at Swarthmore. And the winners of these respective semifinal games will then meet tomorrow in the championship. Isaiah Ware up the floor. The Quakers trail by 12. Under 5 minutes to play. Looking to move quickly but effectively. Topalovic swings through a double team up top. That one well short off the hands of Cheney Zolman. Matt Brennan pulls back, shouldn't be in any particular hurry here, up 12. Need to protect the ball and get good shots. Yonda, he looking to get it to Walsh, it appears. Yonda, head fake from behind the three-point line, up against Alexander. How about that English? Puts it home. Zach Yonda gives the Garnet a 14-point lead. Topalovic gets inside, blocked by Walsh, but fouled with body contact by Sean Thaxter. That's his second foul of the game. And Topalovic, an opportunity, exactly what Earlham wants, to score with the shot, with the clock stopped. And Topalovic appeared to have an issue, walked right over to the head coach, Jason Polikoff, before turning right around and heading back to the line. Topalovic, he knocks down the first. Topalovic, 8 points, 3 of 4 from the line. Set to take his second. Quakers trail by 13. Up and good, softly off the front rim. And on to replace Topalovic is number 5, and the leading scorer this season, Elijah Wilson-Thomas. Full court pressure now for the Quakers. Cosino off to Brennan, and they're across the timeline. Yonda right into the body of Alexander, gets fouled, and he will go to the line again to shoot 2. Under 4 minutes to play. 3 fouls on the game against Taylon Alexander. Senior from Champaign, Illinois. He's averaging 15.3 points a game. He's 3 of 8 on the game with 6 points. Yonda hits the first, putting the Garnet up 13. Yonda's second is up and good. Now a 14-point cushion. Isaiah Ware up the floor for Earlham. Kyle Smith, leading scorer for the Quakers this afternoon, muscles through the lane. He's fouled by Henry Cosino. Kind of a tough call there. Kyle Smith just kind of without any abandon whatsoever, reckless abandon, just lowered his head and drove his way into Cosino. Cosino had no choice but to really back up and ended up getting all ball, but the body contact, albeit all initiated by Kyle Smith, led to the foul call. Smith hits the first. Taylon Alexander will come out of the game. Kamari Hunter in his place. Hunter averaging just under 7 points a game. He has 2 today. Smith hits the second. Team leading 16 points. 3:43 to play. Swarthmore up a dozen. More full court pressure. Good skip pass by Cosino, getting it across the timeline and easily to Yonda. Swarthmore in no hurry. Yonda with 15 to shoot. Now Cosino. Thaxter inside to Walsh. He gets fouled. And some late contact. Walsh standing over Topalovic, and he's pulled away instinctively. And that's a good job by Thaxter to get Walsh out of trouble. Understand both contentions. Walsh continued to play, but certainly Topalovic heard that whistle. Didn't want him getting any free change at the bucket. Foul goes against Cheney-Zolman. And Walsh now an opportunity for 2 at the line. Walsh's first off the front rim, no good. Late substitution here for Swarthmore. Sam Liebrick will come on for Henry Cosino. They're reshuffling the deck here a bit, Swarthmore. Zach Yonda late to get in the lane to help rebound. It'll be Walsh to take his second after missing the first. Walsh good on the second. Another whistle. Joe Pallich trying to keep the peace here. Yonda working hard after that shot. Getting tied up with, you guessed it, Alex Topalovic. Alexander spots up a bit inside the three-point line. Good rebounding position and scooped up by Walsh. Brennan up the floor. Now a screen by Walsh. Top of the key, just inside the three-point line. Off the side rim, no good. Knocked out of bounds by Earlham. A new 30 here for Swarthmore, under 3 minutes to play. Matt Brennan to inbound underneath Swarthmore's basket. Easy inbound to Robbie Walsh. And Swarthmore should be in no hurry. They're up by 13. Power dribble from Bourne off to Liebrick. Liebrick keeps the feet. Able to shovel it over to Yonda. Liebrick just inside the three-point line. Off to Bourne, 10 to shoot. One power dribble. Tries to scoop his way through. And a traveling violation is called against Chris Bourne. I didn't see that one. But the violation gives it back to Earlham once again. 2:34 to play. It'll be Isaiah Ware to let it roll up until the timeline. 2:30 to play, a 13-point lead for Swarthmore. Earlham needs to move quickly. Alexander a bit short, and Yonda skies for the rebound. Yonda at 6'2", got up for that one on the weak side. Brennan turns, elbow extended, now finds Bourne. This is Robbie Walsh. Brennan with 11 to shoot finds Yonda. Couple steps inside the three-point line. Now goes to the rim and gets fouled by Alex Topalovic. Topalovic palms to the sky, doesn't like it. Alex Topalovic has not been a happy camper in the last 5 or so minutes. He's gotten into it with Robbie Walsh, with Zach Yonda, and this time just not thrilled with the referees. Clearly frustrated in the final 2 minutes of this game. Yonda's first free throw up and good. Cheney-Zolman will come into the game. Talon Alexander takes a seat. Yonda's second is up and good. Now Isaiah Ware lets it roll a bit. Kyle Smith, the team's leading scorer. And now a stuff. Elijah Wilson Thomas, that ball barely got off his hand. Robbie Walsh was there to spike it away. A big block from Walsh. Good move that time and finish. Alex Topalovic and a quick timeout by Earlham. They trail now by 13 with 1:44 to play. He's been building that up all game, usually handing off to the roller. That time was Smith. Instead, he faked it and then just dove to the hoop, an easy 2. Earlham will have to pick up in their full court pressure. They're going to need to get a lot of steals quickly here. Got to take it possession by possession. Swarthmore, on the other hand, time to protect the basketball. Advance past the timeline and then wear out the rest of that shot clock. Force Earlham to either foul or play it out. The Garnet, a minute and 44 seconds away from earning their 8th victory on the season, to go along with a goose egg in the loss column. Best start in school history. Christian Rhodes draws a double. Cross-court pass to Yonda. Yonda will pull back. Draws a double team on the sideline. Feeds inside to Walsh. And Walsh does the smart thing, gets it back up top. 17 to shoot. Christian Rhodes, Matt Brennan. Now Yonda with 9 to shoot. Rhodes at the top of the key. Yonda with 4. Launches from beyond the three-point line, no good. Robbie Walsh knocks it out of bounds, and Earlham will take it. So if nothing else, 30 seconds off the clock with only 69 seconds to play. A beneficial possession that time from the Garnet. Brennan, Walsh, Bourne, Yonda, and Rhodes. All 5 of them will come off. Cosino, Rabayu, Kaufman, Leffler, and Brandon Patton first time into the game. Hunter from the elbow, takes the shot and hits. 57 seconds to play. And there was a clock running, and that's exactly what Chris Conti saw. So they will reset that, likely to about high 58, low 59 second time frame. Perhaps not. Conti and Palich, the 2 referees, will talk about something. And now Joe Palich will come over. You see Byron Taylor at the table trying to figure it out. I think you're going to see this at about 59.2. They put it at 59 flat. I think the referees are satisfied with that adjustment. 59 seconds to play. Cosino comes and get it. Now Kaufman gets it back. Double team gets it to Rabayu. Nice job. Now Brandon Patton across the timeline. Finds his way to Leffler. Now Cosino inside to Rabayu. Finishes. Good look that time from Henry Cosino. 72-59. Quickly up the floor. Ware for 3. That one's good. 10-point game, 37 seconds to play. Patton across the timeline, finds Cosino. Cosino floats, cannot finish. Brandon Patton, it's knocked off his leg. And the ball will go back to Earlham. Ill-advised that time from Cosino. Game likely out of reach anyway, but no need to go shoot that ball. You have 2 free throws coming next time they foul you. Hunter for 3. No good off the front rim. Kaufman with the rebound. Shot clock is turned off. Swarthmore just needs to get it across the timeline. Leffler will do that. Patton now has it. 12 seconds to play now, Cosino. 7 to play, Leffler has it, and he will hold out. Swarthmore will win the game, advance to 8-0 on the year, and move on to the championship game of the Garnet Holiday Tournament tomorrow, right here on the Garnet Sports Network, which will be at 3 o'clock p.m. Your final score, 72-62. Leading scorers for the Garnet. A huge second half for Zach Yonda. He ended up with 25 on 7 of 11 from the floor. Chris Bourne slowed down, was hampered by a bit of foul trouble, still scoring 13 on 5 of 7. Matt Brennan, he had 8 on 3 of 11 shooting. Big day for Sean Thaxter off the bench, 4 of 5 from the field. He had 11. Also scoring Sam Liebrick with 4, Robbie Walsh with 5, Christian Rhodes, he had 1, Henry Cosino with a 3 off the bench, and then Michael Rubai with a late 2 in the final minute of the game. For Earlham on the other side, big day for Kyle Smith. He had 16 points on 5 of 10 from the floor. Alex Topopovich, he had 11, 3 of 8 from the floor. Cole Benet, he had 9. Wilson Thomas had 6. Alexander with 6 as well. Kamari Hunter, he had 4. Ware had 9 off the bench. And then Zolman with a lone point in 18 minutes of play. For the game, 45 rebounds for Swarthmore to just 23 for Earlham. 84.5% from the free throw line for Earlham to 77 for Swarthmore. 24 of 55 from the field for the Garnet versus 23 of 59 for Earlham. Just under 40% for Earlham, about 44% for the Garnet. Not great from the three-point line for either team. 17% for Swarthmore versus 24% for Earlham. But advancing to 8-0 on the year, the Swarthmore Garnet. Earlham drops to 0-7. With a 72-62 win, the Garnet will advance to the championship game tomorrow here at 3 p.m. from Tarbell Pavilion, and it will be on the Garnet Sports Network. This has been Bob Long, and I'm saying so long here from Swarthmore, Pennsylvania. We'll see you tomorrow for the championship game. That'll be Swarthmore against the winner of Wells College and Maine Maritime Academy. We'll see you then.